Hello everyone, welcome to Chef Shelley's Kitchen. I want to start out, first of all, I want to thank Robert Wilson for my new intro to my video. So I've actually included a link, so if you also have a YouTube channel or some other media that you need someone who is a specialist in that area, his website link is included in the comment section. So I hope you liked the intro as much as I did. So today we're going to make a dessert. You know, I like to alter the things that I make. And oftentimes, you know, my inspiration comes from so many different sources. Most recently, I've been getting a lot from some of my coworkers. So David, this is from you. I was in yet another workshop and I was talking with him about desserts, and he was telling me about an Oreo truffle, and I thought, wow, that sounds really good. And he started describing how, you know, he goes about making it, and I thought, wow, I'm gonna have to try that. So I went online, as I normally do, and try to find recipes. And so I found one that was very similar to the way he described it. I did alter a few things, and one thing I'll tell you about here in a moment will actually cut down the calories by about 50 calories per truffle. So I'm pretty excited about that. So again, it is an Oreo truffle. So there are really only 3 ingredients that you need. You need Oreo cookies. So what I've done is I've taken 18 Oreo cookies and I crumbled it up in my Vitamix. So I did that ahead of time. I essentially just put it in on low, and it just nicely grounded it up, just kind of, as you see, it almost looks like coffee grinds to some degree. So you have 18 here, and again, this should yield, I don't know, probably about 20 or so, depending upon what size balls you make. So truffle balls you make. So it could be a little more, a little less. So if you're trying to double that, then obviously double the recipe that I provide. But this is 18 Oreo cookies. The other ingredient we're going to use is Philadelphia cream cheese. Now, here's like one of my secrets to cutting down on sugar, fat, and calories in a lot of recipes that call for cream cheese. I always buy the one that's a third less fat. So, and it has no preservatives. And this recipe, what I'm going to use today, is half of this particular container, okay? So this is a great way to cut down calories on many of your recipes that call for cream cheese. The other thing I'm using is the Ghirardelli. You've seen this before if you watched some of my other videos, particularly the one I did on chocolate covered pecans. I use the same one. This is 60% cocoa. So here again, you've got the benefit of, again, the darker chocolate and not as much sugar, and it's just wonderful. So we're gonna do this really kind of in 2 steps. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I need to put a little bit of the cookie crumbs aside, because what we're gonna do is at the end, I'm gonna sprinkle some of these over top of what I have, okay? So I just have a little bit, so it goes on the top. But I'm gonna take the rest of this, again, my nice little container, you know, as I was telling you all before, my Pro Glass container, and I'm gonna just dump it into this large bowl like so. And then we'll get this out of the way. And then I'm gonna combine that with my cream cheese. So again, I'm only using half a stick, and then again, if you want to make double, wonderful, then just, you know, do what you have to do. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to just stir this up, mix this up, and then the fingers will get involved. So make sure you've washed your hands and under your nails and all of that, all that's necessary. So I'm going to just kind of mash this together like so. And this will eventually come into really kind of a thickening, and it's a little messy, so just be careful. And I think for me, to make this a little easier, I'm going to use my fingers. So this would be something at the point where my dad would say, okay, it's time to mix by hand. So we're gonna do that. So I'm gonna just take it, because I'll be here all day long trying to mix it with the spoon. So we're gonna just mix this all together. So I only had 2 ingredients at this point, the Oreo cookie and the cream cheese. And so once I get this thoroughly mixed together, then I'll make the ball. It's about a 1-inch size ball. Once I get those balls created, then I'm going to put them in the freezer. And we're going to freeze it for 10 minutes. And then we're going to come back, and then I'm going to melt the chocolate in the microwave for 1 minute, maybe 1 minute and 20 seconds. And then we're going to dip these into the chocolate, and then from there we are going to put it in the refrigerator for an hour. Now I'm going to tell you what I plan to do with these. Valentine's Day gifts. One of the things I like to do at Christmas time, I like baking cookies and giving them out to friends. So I've decided what I'm going to be doing, giving out to people for gifts. I'm going to do some truffles, and I'll do some chocolate covered pecans, and then some cookies. So those are the presents that are coming your way if you're on my list. Okay, so now we're just going to take, as I said, take some, roll it like a ball, and we're going to put them on here. And certainly I won't bore you with doing all of them, because it'll take a little time. So I just wanted you to get the gist of what was necessary to be done. And again, I just recommend just use your fingers, your hands, because you're not going to get this the way you need it. And then you just wash your hands really well, before and after, of course. So I'm going to just continue with this process. And then I'm going to put these in the freezer for 10 minutes. And then after that, I'm going to come back, okay? So I'm going to just continue along with this, and then we'll be back when they've come out of the freezer. Okay, so we're back. As you can see, that it actually yielded 20 truffles that are about 1 inch a piece, thereabout. So what we're going to do now, and I've had it in the freezer for 10 minutes, I've melted my chocolate. Now what I did was, you're not going to use a whole bag of these, although that's what's melted here. It comes to about 2 cups when you first put it unmelted. But a little secret, I'm also going to be covering some some pecans after this. So I just decided to make the whole bag just because I want to do that. One other thing I wanted to mention very quickly is, if you also, wanted to put inside of your truffle coconut, or you wanted to chop up some nuts, I mean, be creative. Do what you want to do, right? But here are some other options. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take these one at a time, and I'm going to dip it in the chocolate like so, and then I'm going to take it out. And because it's frozen, this way it'll stay in much better. And then we're going to just put it right there. I'm going to take it in, dip it, and here again, I won't do the entire thing on film, but I'll get a few going, dip it. Notice I'm being very careful about my chocolate. I don't want to waste any chocolate whatsoever. Let's bring this a little closer, because we want to minimize the mess. And I want to minimize how much chocolate, I don't want to waste any, not even any on the wax paper. So you can see I'm just dipping it so it's completely covered. And like so. Oh my God, this looks so good, so good, so good. I cannot wait to try these. And And so what I'm going to do after this, so once I get them all covered, I'm going to show you what we're going to do. I'll do these first 8, and then I'll show you what we're going to do. And then just off camera, I'll just complete this. I won't bore you with each one of these. You've got the idea. You're smart. You get what's going on here. Okay, so let's just take these 8, now that I have them in, the chocolate's there. Let me just clean my hands a little bit here. What you're gonna do, and if I were doing all of them now, you do them all, and then take a little bit of your crumbs that you have left over, and even if, you know, again, I use 18 Oreos. If you don't want to mix them up, then maybe put 3 Oreos separate, put it in your Vitamix or any kind of blender. And then all you're going to do is just put it, it's just to go on the tops. Okay. So it's not meant to cover it like generously, just a little sprinkle on the top. Okay. That's all you're doing. That's all you're doing. You're going to do that for each one of these. All right. So I'm going to finish this, then we'll come back. What I'm going to do once I finish this, I'm going to put it in the refrigerator for 1 hour, and then we're going to come back and we're going to taste just how good these are, okay? So be right back. 1 hour later, and they are ready. I'm so excited. As you can see, I've already put some on my little decorative plate. I'm going to take the rest of them. You'll see just how easy it is to take them off the wax paper. One of the things that I remembered between segments is I forgot to tell you how long to keep the chocolate in the microwave. So if you use half of that bag, usually the Ghirardelli comes in a 10-ounce bag. If you use half of the bag, which I would say is about all you needed for this amount, you leave it in the microwave for 1 minute, and then you'll have to end up stirring it a little bit more. I left it in for 2 minutes because if you remember, I made not only the Oreo Truffles, but I ran out of my chocolate covered pecans, so I needed to make some more of those. So if you keep it in a whole bag in a good glass dish, you should do it for about 2 minutes, okay? And then just stir. And you saw how easy it was for me to just take it in the spoon and dip it down. But anyway, these are just, I mean, I'm so proud of myself. These are just awesome. And one of the things that I know that I'm going to do, as I said, and see how easy they are to come off, you know, this would be something wonderful to serve at a party. Again, with your chocolate, or one of the things I did yesterday, because I'm going to give some of these away as gifts, along with the chocolate covered pecans, is at Joann's they have a little dessert box. So I'm going to just put these in the little dessert box along with the chocolate covered pecans. And even if you want to dip, if you have pretzels and you want to dip those into your chocolate, you can do that. If you pop popcorn and then you want to melt your chocolate and maybe drizzle it over your popcorn, I mean, it's endless. It's endless. But just the whole idea here, here's some things that you can actually make at home. They turn out beautiful. I think you would agree with me that these are just gorgeous. Very professional. It looks like I bought them at a bakery, and guess what? These were made at Chef Shelley's kitchen, so this was the bakery. But I hope that this has given you some great ideas. I'm gonna go on and try one. I'm sure it's gonna be totally delicious, so I'm gonna just take one now and give it a try, give it a swirl. Oh my God. This is totally delicious. One this size runs just about 45 to 50 calories. And as I mentioned, you cut down the calorie and the fat and sugar count by using the high cocoa that has less sugar, as well as the reduced fat cream cheese. Enjoy. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this. and share this with some great friends. Thank you again, as always. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. You can click on my little picture in the circle, and stay tuned. I come out with a recipe that's based on simple, delicious, and healthier types of recipes, especially for people on the go, and we do this every other week. So thanks again. Have a great one. Bye-bye.